Let me say, first of all, I think I told their coach and a number of their players, they played their hearts out. They did a great job. They played like a veteran team, just like a team that we thought they would. Obviously, we came up maybe 1/10 of a second short to win the game, and really that was it. You know, we had some offensive possessions where we had good shots. The ball just kind of went in and out, and couldn't seem to, the last couple minutes, to go through the net. But you know, they executed and scored there on a nice pass and a nice finish. So that's a tough one for us. We lost to a good basketball team, a veteran team, and we just got to make sure we improve and get better from that one.
On the last sequence, Trevor was saying he needs to do a better job of kind of keeping the clock. Did you remind him maybe, you know, only one dribble, or
yeah, that's one of those where it's everything happens so fast. I think Trevor, he just got to beating himself up for no reason on that one. I thought he just did a phenomenal job, and it was interesting down in our locker room. Our video coordinator has a freeze frame picture with a clock at 0.1, but the red light is on. I don't know if that's accurate or what clock that is on his screen, but yeah, I thought Trevor did everything right. Trevor did everything right, including making a tough shot, and Lenard did. You know, BJ set the screen. We wanted Trevor to have the ball, and like I said, 1/10 of a second short.
Coach, I think, like you said, Trevor was doing everything right. I think he made your last 5 baskets from the floor. How much of that was, you know, you telling your team to give him the ball, and how much of that was him creating for himself?
A little bit of both. Yeah, we ran some things to him, and he responded. He had a couple where he created some shots on his own. You know, I thought he played really hard. I thought our whole team played really hard. They really did. We just had some tough breaks. You know, we got a defensive stop there, and Kyle was off balance, and he probably traveled, but then he threw it away. You know, he just couldn't get himself gathered at a crunch time of the game where that was a big defensive stop, because I think they scored when they got the ball back. Then Kyle had a nice little jump hook there, about a 5-footer that just kind of went in and out, and just some tough breaks as far as down the stretch, and so ends up being a tough day.
Did it kind of feel like a tourney atmosphere with the hoopla of Carl Hass and the crowd right on top of you, and then obviously Wofford being a very good team?
Yeah, well, the game ended up being just an immensely intense game from the tip to the buzzer, and we felt like it was going to be like that. As you know, we scheduled the game knowing they had everybody back. Then as we began to watch tape, you start to say, wow, okay, this team here is pretty efficient. They play hard. They don't turn it over. It's hard to get them to turn it over. So we anticipated it being a pretty tough night, but the atmosphere in here today was unbelievable.
Coach, was the technical assist on you, or was it the bench? Did you ever get an explanation?
Oh, I don't know if I ever got an explanation now. I don't know that they have to give me one. But I never swore. I never used any foul language. I thought that Trevor got tripped on the play, driving to the basket, and I told him I thought our guy got tripped. And I got a technical for that.
When did you find out that this officiating crew was going to be here? And after 2 years, is it kind of good to just kind of get that out of the way? And you know,
to be honest, maybe a couple weeks ago, but it really wasn't an issue for me. It's not something we thought about, not something I talked about with my team. It just really wasn't any kind of a factor for us. I don't get too concerned with all those type of things.
I know it's still fresh here, but you know, last year you lost a game to a central team that won its conference, went to the tournament. It was a pretty good team.
Yep.
I'm guessing you probably feel the same way about Wofford. So is there something that you can learn, though? Is it one you can figure out on?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get better. You know, we had some defensive breakdowns late. We you know, we got to get better, and that's a good thing. What happens is when you play good teams, regardless of what conference they're from, you know, a lot of times, you know, your casual fan, not your true diehard fan, your casual fan, they see a team from a power conference, BCS conference, they automatically think they're better. And the reality is, when you play a team like this, it's been well documented that you know how much experience they have. These kind of games are good games. They help. I like playing them. They're hard. But I like them. And so we will learn from it. We'll watch the tape. It's going to make us better. We got to bounce back and get ready to play on Wednesday night against Tennessee, I think, who beat Butler today. So, you know, not a whole lot of time for us to be pouting around. We've got to get ourselves picked up and ready to go here in a quick turnaround.
Mark, I think before their last inning, you guys had a timeout. I don't know if there's something you saw, but how difficult were they to guard in some of those kind of situational plays down the stretch?
Tough. They're good at it. Yeah, and it's interesting how it came. The play played itself out. We spent a lot of time defending their out of bounds plays in practice, because that's one area where they're really good. We actually had done a pretty good job most of the night. Now, they didn't score directly on their out of bounds play, but we felt like defending them on out of bounds play was a key for us. So they're tough to guard.
Coach, this is the last game in Reynolds before the renovation. Your impression of the ambiance and atmosphere?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I've said it before, and Debbie and I have talked about it. You know, that Reynolds is going to go down to maybe 5,500, 5,000. I don't know for sure. Something that it won't be entirely my decision, but we need to talk about whether or not we may never play in here again. I don't know. We'll see. And so, tough to have a game where you lose, potentially be the last one. But the crowd was phenomenal. It was loud and fun, and great basketball atmosphere today.
I don't think you're turning into Virginia. I know you dread that, but a couple of games now in the 50s and 60s. Yeah. I know 86 yesterday, but Friday. You worry yet about the offense and maybe the points aren't flowing the way they should be?
I think what's happening a little bit with our team, and eventually here somehow we've got to get some more scoring from our post players. And I think right now, you know, I think if you look tonight, Leonard gets 4, BJ gets 5, Malik gets 0, and Kyle gets 5. I mean, or 2. And it's putting a lot of pressure on our perimeter guys to score every night, every possession. And we've got the ball inside a number of times, and we just haven't been as productive yet. So we've got to work at that. We got to coach better. We got to be patient with our young guys inside. They got to keep coming along, and I don't want to be a team that just completely goes away from throwing those guys the ball, because they have to develop too. But we also have to start being a little bit more efficient too when we go inside.